Hi, welcome back, and welcome back to me too. I am so sorry I haven't been around for a while. It is not without just cause, and I will tell you why I've been gone real fast up front, so you can just fast forward it when you're wanting to cook tortillas. The first weekend that I missed, my husband's work had their big fall festival, which is their biggest event. So we are all excited to help him out. And even if we weren't excited, we'd be voluntold to help out because it's a big event. But it's a lot of fun. So I missed that. And then my parents came in and I thought surely I would do videos while they're here. But anybody that has relatives that they love that are just not local to them, every moment is precious, and I didn't get to do videos because we were just always wanting to do something or just be with each other and just love every minute. So I missed that. And then I went to the doctor and was told I have to have surgery, and it wasn't as if I had to go right to the emergency room, but within a few days I was having the surgery. I am okay. All is well here. It wasn't, life altering or anything like that, but it takes a while. I thought surely I'm going to be back, bounce back, give me a week or two, and yeah, it just took a little bit longer mentally and physically to get back into the swing of things. But I thank God because He was with me every step of the way. And after I spent wasted time being anxious and fearful, I just said, God, I can't do this. Please just give me that peace that passes all understanding. And He did. And it was wonderful. And what reminders I get to just give it all to the Lord in the beginning, and you don't have to go through all that. But I feel wonderful, and I'm so excited to be back. I missed y'all. Thank you for your comments. And as a side note, I thought they'd always, YouTube would send me, notifications somebody put a comment up, and I guess they do every single comment to a certain amount of time, and then they don't tell me I have comments. So if I have missed your comment, please ask again, like put it under this video. Even if it's applying to a different video, I will answer. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that that's what was happening. So if I missed your comment, I'm so sorry, and I am so excited every time I get to interact with y'all. But we are going to make wonderful, delicious, tasty tortillas that are a staple in our household, because most of the time my kids just run around and eat the tortilla, and it's a good snack because anything with freshly milled flour is a good snack. But you can make a little salad and throw the salad in there. You have leftover chicken, pork, beef, throw it in there with, whatever, and you have a good hearty lunch or dinner, or, we do lots of enchiladas and tacos and stuff. So you can't go wrong making the tortilla. And this is one thing I've struggled with, getting a good recipe where the tortillas stay, like where you can kind of crumple them in your hand and then they flatten right back out again. I went through a lot. I'd say of all the recipes that I have had to convert to freshly milled flour, I struggled with this the most. I don't know why. Everybody has their big wall they can't get through with something. So this is mine. So I hope you like this recipe. I hope it helps if you've tried this and not been able to do it, or you found a recipe that works but maybe isn't your favorite, or if you have one that's better than this, let me know, because I am always willing to keep trying new things. So without further ado, we will get on to tortillas. And thank you again for being patient while I was gone, and thank you for your comments and concerns and questions. I just love it, and I thank God for you, and I really do pray for y'all. So all right, let's go. Okay, you just need a few simple ingredients for this. I'm laughing because my husband's being ridiculous. So also, I was gonna film this first thing in the morning. I got all ready and did my hair and tried everything, and then the batteries, because I hadn't filmed in so long, were completely dead. So it was taking forever to get them charged. So we thought, well, we'll go out and do our errands. And a cold front is coming in, so it's just a windstorm. So now I look like I have like tree branches coming from my head with hair. So forgive that. I tried. But these are hard to take out and put in, so I can't. Yeah, it's fine. We're just here for the cooking, not for this. So what we need for this to start is 270 grams of hot water, or a cup and 1 to 2 tablespoons. So we'll add that. Then we need about 4 grams or 1 teaspoon. I'm trying to do both because I've had people ask for weight and measures both ways. So I'm trying. I might not always get there, but I'm trying. Okay, so what we need is baking powder. We need about 4 grams or a teaspoon of baking powder, 8 grams of salt or a teaspoon and a half. I like to use Redmond's real salt because it's got all that goodness in it. 61 grams or 4.5 tablespoons of oil. I like to use extra virgin olive oil. About 402 to 410. As we know, humidity takes a play. Once you see what the dough looks like, you'll know what you're looking for. So as always, start on the lower end of what you need and add it little by little. So between 402-ish to 410 grams of hard white wheat, soft white wheat. I like to use a white wheat because it kind of tastes more like what you think of when you think of a flour tortilla, but you can use anything. You know, if you go einkorn or somewhere that way, you might have to adjust a little bit differently, but you'll see what it's supposed to look like. And you can always, the fun of freshly milled flour is that you can play and you'll figure out what you need by doing it over and over. And even when you mess up, it still tastes really good. It might not be exactly what you want, but it still tastes good and it's still nutritious. So I already milled up my flour here. So that would be around 3 1/4-ish cups of flour, milled flour. So we'll turn this on and then I'll show you from above what it looks like. Okay, I wanted to show you up close. This dough is really kind of funny. It's deceptive because it's very sticky to the bowl. So you think, oh, I need to add more flour, but resist, because you see, it's not sticking to my hands. Here's a clean hand. So this, I was doing something else with it. You can get it off the sides and it's, you know, it's not going to stick to you. So that's kind of what you're looking for, where it's a little sticky to the sides. You need a little effort in scraping it up, but when you go to get it, it's not sticking to you. So this is what we're looking for here. This kind of a look. Okay, straight from mixing, you don't need to let it rest at all. We're going to start to make 50-gram dough balls. And I'll show you what 50 grams looks like in case you don't want to sit around and weigh them all out. Okay, so this is about 50 grams. We want to make a nice little ball. And here's a post-it note for reference of size, because I have big hands for a lady. So we're just going to weigh out 50 grams and put the balls right here. And that's our next step. Usually this goes by pretty fast because we have an assembly line where one child will weigh it out, another child will roll it, you know, and it goes quicker. But it's funny, nobody wants to be in the video right now. It's a weekend. We let them have more iPad TV time, so they're enjoying that right now. But they love to come out and do taste testing. Isn't that funny? But I love this because next we're just going to let them rest 20 minutes. So once you have this recipe under your belt, you know what you're doing. I mean, really, this is so fast. So it's a great snack if you're in a hurry. It's great to pre-do ahead of time, and you can warm up the tortillas again. I have tried freezing the dough. I don't think it comes out very good. You know, I've only done it once, and I didn't like how the tortillas came out. They didn't feel as flexible and as nice as they usually do. But I know that I put them in the refrigerator in a Ziploc bag, and then we've kind of just heated them up and used them for leftovers. And those turned out really nicely. They're never as good as fresh baked, like fresh off the press, you know, off the pan, but it's still really yummy. So, So I'll finish these and I won't yap the whole time. So this has made 14 50-gram dough balls, and this last one is 33 grams. So it'll be a little baby one, but that's all right. Or you could have one really big one, so up to you. All we're gonna do is find a nice little quiet place for them to rest for 20 minutes. I like to cover mine just because I feel like this can dry out pretty quick. You could use a moist cloth if you wanted. So while these rest, before we bake, I wanna say, you can do these by rolling these out with a rolling pin on silpat mat or whatever, and then put them directly into your. I like to use a cast iron pan. You can, I mean, they're tortillas. You can use any source of heat that you want to, any kind of pan. I find that the cast iron works best for me, and that also tends to be what I bake on. However, I know that space in kitchens are at a premium, and having all the gadgets are not necessarily worth it. And there's a lot of things that I would like, but I think it's not worth the money or the space that it takes. I have found I can roll them out and I can get good tortillas. I mean, you roll it out, it's flat, you put it on heat, it does well. It takes so long for me to roll out every single one when this is meant for me to be quick meal, quick snack, quick thing in my kitchen. I went ahead and I bought a tortilla press. I don't bake it on this. I don't like the way they come out baked on it, but I'll show you. We just put a dough ball on, flatten it until it kind of screams at you. You'll hear it and it's hilarious. And then put it into the hot pan. It saves my wrists because I find, as I'm getting older, my wrists get tired when I do a lot of rolling with the rolling pin. I just really appreciate, I know this takes room, but it just makes it quicker, which is huge, and it makes it easier on my body. It makes it easier for me to do. So if you have this, it's wonderful. You do not need it to make amazing tortillas. I find if you have a little bit of room and you make a lot of tortillas, or you want to, this is really worth its weight in gold to me, especially in time. Plus, kids want to help more because it makes a really funny noise. And also, we're going to be filming over on my stove. I have bought 2 different hot plates. I just don't have good luck with those. I got a brand new one that was supposed to be real kind of fancy, and it just doesn't get hot enough. And so it'll cook one side of the tortilla, and I turn it over and it just loses all its heat. So we're going to film at the stove, and I apologize. The lighting is not very good. It's not a great, I think this is a nice shot for, viewing pleasure. It's not so great over there, but we'll take it over there and cook them. So give this 20 minutes, and then towards the last 5 minutes of it resting, go ahead and heat up your pan because you want to use a really hot pan, all ready to go, and they cook so fast and it's so much fun. So I'll see you over there. So this is after 20 minutes of resting. We don't need them to rise. We're not looking for them to get bigger. Just rest the dough so we're not building a ton of gluten. If your oven has like a warm zone thing where you can keep food warm, I put a big thick plate there with a kitchen towel so that I can put my tortillas once I've cooked them. Be very, very careful if you do this, not to have it too close to the hot stove. If not, if your oven has a keep warm, or if you're able, I think keep warm, I believe is 170 degrees, maybe 200, somewhere like 170 degrees, if you can turn your oven on. I have just found that if you can keep the tortillas warm, they stay nice and flexible, and you can roll them really well. They don't get crisp or anything. So as best as you can. I know they have great tortilla warmers that you can microwave and they keep the heat in. There's lots of products to keep your tortillas warm while you're cooking them. So find whatever works for you. And if you do this, just be mindful of your claw. But here we go. All right. So this is my tortilla press, and I have it, halfway between minimum, maximum. And I'm just gonna stick it in here and put it right on here. Okay, usually with our kids, we have an assembly line going and we're able to just boop, 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 everybody has their job. So I'm gonna do this today. So I just put this here, and as soon as it starts screaming, you'll hear what I mean, then I take it off. And I don't press really hard. Well, that one didn't scream, so. No oil, no butter, no nothing. Just right onto a hot pan. And my temperature here is set at between a 7 and an 8. I don't know what that equals on your stoves, but not all the way high, but you need it at a good high heat. Get a nice good puff up there. And really, as soon as it starts to puff up, you're pretty good. So I just pop it right in here, cover it up, and we go to the next one. So if you hear the screaming, you know it's ready. Oh, jeez. I like to have a little bit of char on it. You know, I think that tastes good. You can, you know, you need a real high heat to cook these on, but you don't have to keep it on one side or the other very long. You know, if you like it a little bit more done, a little bit less, that's up to you. So really, it's a quick process if you're doing it by yourself. It's even quicker if you have somebody heating these up, you know, ahead of time, so you're just grabbing them and putting them on. They don't cook for very long on here. I mean, you're seeing how long they cook for. So these are quite fun, quite easy to do, and really quick. So, I mean, these are just a great little thing to have, you know. And they're so, you know, oh geez, how flexible and nice and yummy. That noise will never not be funny. So much so I just used a double negative there. Never not fun. This looks like an egg. All right, so as they sat here, they got a little dry, so I just wet my hand and kind of rubbed it over the top to give them a little bit of moisture on top, and it seems like they're fine. I keep closing this to keep the heat in, because if you just leave it open, you know, it's not as hot. It takes a minute to reheat itself to the right temperature, so I always make sure to close that. So you can see how thin they are. If you roll them out by hand, you can kind of see through them. As predicted, we have our handy taste testers, Amelia and Evangeline. Okay, so I have had them under here. This kind of keeps the moisture and the heat in there. So they're all still, after sitting around a while we kind of reset up, they're still so flexible and soft and yummy. Yeah, they're warm, so I mean, I'm just pleased as can be. I'm sorry, let me just put my hands all over them and then give them.
It's okay.
But I mean, you get a lot of tortillas. They're so good. They're so flexible. And it's, I mean, it's hard white wheat or soft white wheat or hard red wheat, whatever. They're good for you. I mean, you don't have to feel bad about eating tortillas. I'm such a big advocate for not giving up the things that you want, that you like, just changing them so you can like them even more. So we either eat them, you know, just by themselves, or like, what do you like to put on it?
Salsa, cheese, lettuce, taco meat.
That's good. What do you like?
I like to put salsa, cream.
Sour cream?
Yeah, sour cream and lettuce, and that makes it yummy, especially how my mama makes the tortillas.
Aww. Well, taste away, see if they're good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You can even put butter on and a little bit of sugar and cinnamon and pop them in the oven, and they get crisp, and it's like a dessert treat. What can't you do with tortillas, right? They good? All right. I think this is a success. So you saw what the dough should look like. So if you're going to use a different kind of wheat berry or other kind of grain, it should be around that. And then, sorry, I have to stop chewing. The tortilla press, again, for us, it just makes my life so much easier. It saves my wrists from rolling. It makes everything quicker. So for me, the space it takes up is totally worth it. But again, you can roll them out. You saw how thin the dough should be. And they come out the exact same way. The tortilla press for me just keeps it very consistent. I find when I have to roll out a whole bunch of stuff, the first ones will be really good, and then towards the end I'm either too thin or too thick because I'm just kind of tired. So the press, it gives me consistency, so they all cook the same time, the same way. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for your grace and patience with me being away for a little while. I am praying for you. I really just love y'all. I hope that you have had a blessed time while, I mean, Christmas and all. Boy, we've missed Thanksgiving and Christmas together. And I hope that you've had a wonderful season. And I am praying for you. And I look forward to your comments or questions. Again, if you had a question I didn't answer on a different video, just ask it in the comments here and I'll get to it. We will see you next week. For something else yummy, delicious, and freshly milled with all the goodness. See you later. Bye.